Let's meet our $1,000 D&D people, shall we? What do you...
Wait.
No?
We got another guest.
We do?
Dude, his ball got cancer. He just came out of radiation.
David Blaine, everybody. Welcome David Blaine to the stage. Now, who is it?
It's our very good friend, my podcast buddy, who the ratio of how much time I've spent with him to how much I love him is more concentrated than any human being I know. Get jealous. Feel the jealousy. Embrace the jealousy when you watch me make mad verbal love to Duncan Trussel.
Duncan Trussel.
Yo, Duncan Trussel. Yo, gonna have a drunken tussle with Duncan Trussel. My name is Russell Simmons. Gonna give it. Little Gibbons got a cancer in my ball. Gonna talk about it. Got some radiation. Just got out of radiation for his nut.
Hello, Duncan.
Hi.
Duncan Trussel, everybody.
Hey, buddy.
Hi. Hey. Good to see you.
Hey.
Man, you're a good rapper.
Thank you, buddy.
Hi.
Duncan has an amazing podcast that everyone should listen to. I was a guest on it. I listened to that episode and loved it. And love you. We had a big talk about robots and the future of sperm and...
Oh, yeah, man. We got into the singularity, and we really hit... You know that wall you hit sometimes where you run out of words and you're just sort of stumbling around? That's my favorite place to get to. We definitely got there.
It's a place called Love.
I love you.
I love you. And we vowed to be best friends on that podcast, but we don't really hang out. But, you know, you locked yourself in the bathroom and I came over. And...
Oh, yeah, you saved me. That's right. I forgot. That was such a humiliating but awesome moment.
I did what I could.
I locked myself in my bathroom at my house. I was taking a dump. Forgive me for saying that. And I live in this old house, and the door just locked. It just like Amityville Horror style locked. And it's summer. It was summer, and it was so hot in there, and I started hearing the narrator from those death shows in my head. Like, he didn't realize this would be the last dump he ever took in his life. They found him 2 weeks later.
Were you calling out the window to neighbors?
Yeah, that's how I ended up. What
do you say when you're locked in your bathroom? What do you call out of the window? Do you say help, or is that too much? I would go, that's too much. Like, I don't want him to think I'm on fire. I'll live.
I'm alone. I live alone, and I'm alone. This is something that happens to geriatrics. It's like that's an elderly death. That's where the cat chews your face off style.
I'm 12 years older than my girlfriend, and we saw a billboard for the Life Alert thing. And by the way, their slogan is "I've fallen and I can't get up," and it's trademarked now, which is like a weird thing because that's a person dying. We know that's a famous saying from your thing, but it's not like "Where's the beef?" It's like "I've fallen and I can't get up." That's not. I've fallen. I'm dying.
You're trademarking the most common thing you hear if you're a 911 dispatcher.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's funny about it. I know it's just funny.
It's like the opposite of trademarking the birthday song.
But we started joking about how I should get one of those because I'm 12 years older than her, and then the joke turned into sincere. Like, you could, if you got one, it might help.
Those commercials are so existentially horrifying. There's a line in one of those commercials. This old lady says, "I live alone and I don't get many visitors." It's like the worst way to end up.
Well, we're born into these bodies, and then we're like a whole. So there's a brain, and then there's the puppet, and the puppet's made of meat, and then there's maybe a god, or maybe there isn't, or somewhere in between. No idea what's going to happen when we die. We just know that it's going to be a drag when we do. It's not going to be fun. No one ever has fun when they die. Nobody.
Oh, I know.
I know. Steve Jobs said, "Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa," or whatever. But I think he was like, "Oh, whoa, this hurts." Or wow, or yeah.
We don't. I don't think death is that bad a thing at all.
That's what I'm fishing for.
My recent run-in with cancer made me think that it's not. Well, for one, the one thing you realize is that this is not new terrain. Like, you realize there's this well-worn path into oblivion that they've worked out for us already.
like other humans, or
For humans, yeah, like just the medical system. I mean, dying is so good these days. The drugs are so good, man. The narcotics are incredible. Steve Jobs said, wow, 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 because he was on Dilaudid and narcotics. And then maybe he saw God or something. But there's this thing Ram Dass says, which I've thought about a lot, he says, dying is safe. And it is. It's like a very safe thing. It's the most normal thing that can happen outside of being born.
That is true, because like rocks are dead. And they're everywhere. Like aluminum is dead. It's the most abundant element in the Earth's crust.
Yeah.
So it's like no big deal to be dead.
Yeah, it isn't a big deal. Thank goodness
It's as easy as falling off a log in a very specific angle that snaps your neck.
It's preferable to living forever.
Yeah, probably, because forever would be. Yeah, there is no. I mean, it's one of those things that like we always, everybody in this room is at least 25 or whatever. They've all been down this road of like, okay, yeah, because you're a human being. So if life wasn't scarce, then it wouldn't be valuable, and you wouldn't enjoy it and all that stuff. But it's one of those things like when your mom says, "Oh, those guys that beat you up shouldn't be your friends anyway." Like you hear it, but hearing it and understanding it are separate from like realizing it in your heart.
Yes, that's true.
Like really getting it, like that whole concept of like, well, you're alive and you're gonna die, and it sucks that you're gonna die, but because it sucks that you're gonna die, your life is valuable. Otherwise, it wouldn't be, because you'd just be hanging out. Like, you'd just be like Highlander, like fucking around.
The sun's gonna supernova. You're gonna be floating through the void of space, screaming for infinity, like one of those probes.
Well, if you're immortal, so does that count? So that you would do the sun would supernova and you'd just be a dude floating around?
Where are you gonna stand?
I don't know. So you just be.
Our sun would red giant first and envelop us. We'd all cook. You'd have to be on a ship, right?
I'm assuming you're immortal and you have like your skin doesn't burn.
Right,
up.
it doesn't
so
burn.
I'm just imagining.
So you're just hanging out.
It's the ultimate horror would be to be immortal.
And then you're just standing in space like Space Ghost. Like waiting for. All right, and then you start walking like in Minecraft, like there's just no end. Like you're just like, I don't know when I'm ever gonna find another planet. And then when you do, everyone's like, "Hey, who are you?" And you're like, "My name's Ted, and I can't die." And they're like, "Fuck you."
No, you don't say anything when you run.
You open an antique store
after 6.
No,
and you wear a trench coat.
No,
you fucking walk around New York being bitter.
They start a religion about you. You become a shitty deity.
And you'd be over it. You'd hate it.
Yeah.
Like everything would be, nothing would be exciting. You'd never be able to love anyone.
Well, this is the Alan Watts idea where he says, if you live forever, you would try everything that you could try till eventually, if you were God, you'd be like, oh, I wonder what it's like to be mortal. And that's when you pop into this body and become Dan Harmon.
Huh.
Or Highlander.
But that's the idea, is that we're sort of like the way we have to sleep. Or we'll go crazy in the same way, like we're what happens when God falls asleep. We think that we're impermanent, mortal beings, because the state of pure immortality for eternity, there's nothing more horrifying and claustrophobic. So we're kind of what happens when God has a nervous breakdown and shatters into an infinite number of nodes of consciousness.
That's
in the beginning there was nothing, and then nothing is fucking dumb, and it has forever to be something.
Yes.
So it did, because otherwise it would have gone nuts, and did.
It did.
So it's split into Duncan Trussel and Dan Harmon and Spencer and Jeff and maybe a little bit of Adam Goldberg. And it just like looks. We just look at ourselves. It's just God like rubbing himself in a mirror. I look good in this sailor outfit.
Oh yeah.
Like every person's a little finger and like
But then the merciful God, Bob Goldthwait of eternity comes and just shoos you off into nothingness again.
I'm afraid he's gonna bounce me.
Me too.
I never knew the mayor McCheese had I never thought of him as a mayor. Like it really is. He has power. You ever think of Ronald's in charge?
No.
Fucking Mayor McCheese. There's a mayor.
Ronald's a clown.
People need to look into this. Ronald's a fucking clown. He's like a tool of the state. And Mayor McCheese is like, he barely says anything. He's like,
I got shit to do.
Yeah, he's like Dick Cheney. He's sitting in the back on, I don't want to be president. I don't give a fuck. I got a big dick and a fucking missile for a heart. Talk about your balls. Talk a little bit about like everyone in this room, or at least half of us, are at risk of testicular cancer.
Yeah.
Is that the specific? Was that what you got?
Yes, I got testicular cancer. Yeah, it's called.
How did you find out?
What is that? Oh.
Testicular cancer.
I just thought...
It's gonna be a good time in the Egyptian. Talk about the cancer in your bones. It's gonna claim us all. If it's not your prostate, it'll be your nuts, fellas.
I'm sorry, Duncan, that was not fair.
No, that was awesome.
I just thought you were going to talk about your balls. We put on some sexy music.
How do you find out?
Well,
They tell you to check in the shower. I never know what that means.
no, you know, this is the funny thing because
I check in the shower every time I go to the shower. I don't know that I'm doing it. I'm just doing it. That was so stupid. Sorry.
Are you just saying I love jerking off in the shower?
I jerk off in the shower a lot.
But when you jerk off, you don't
do
rub
too.
your
I jerk
balls
off.
like and
Yes.
squeeze them like Play-Doh.
I
Like,
do.
No one does that.
You don't know that.
I love squeezing my balls. I'm getting such a hard out from squeezing my balls. Anyways.
can you come from rubbing your balls?
Can you?
Yes.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
I think it would take like 8 years. Just watching like Shakespeare in Love and kind of just such a slow build that.
You have to have an imagination.
If you were immortal floating through space forever, how many times do you think you'd jerk off?
You just jerk off all the time, right?
Yeah.
Like that's all you do. You'd like fuck nebulae. Like rub cosmic dust on your nipples and.
All right, so cancer.
So how do you find out? Do you feel a pain? Do you feel a lump? Do you?
No, one
doctor
of your
tells you?
balls just gets really big. It's not
Really?
a lot of concern that people have expressed. Behind it is just this terror.
Right.
Then they're like, now, how did you know? What was it like?
Yeah.
Because, balls are weird anyway. So it's hard to tell if your balls are okay no matter what, because they're always wrong.
Yeah. So what? Yeah. What have they ever done that looks normal?
Yeah.
Have you ever laid in bed and watched them like fucking move
They're terrible.
around?
They're terrible.
Adjust to the temperature. I always wonder, like, this happens to everyone, right? Like, are my balls a snail? What is it? This is amazing. You're just like moving like lava.
This one goes out to the ladies in the house.
Balls move. You better get used to it. You think it's fun and games to play with them, but there's a lot more to them. They're pretty gross and weird. So yeah, they're weird, and then they dangle, and then they don't dangle, and then they one's lower and one's higher, and always I'm afraid they go like the doctors go like, all right, check your balls when you're in the shower, just squeeze them around. Like when you went to college, there were stickers on the shower stall like showing like diagrams. Like, I'm not gonna do that to my balls.
Me either.
Like fucking squeeze them, like they wanted you to squeeze them like a fucking like a thing from the Discovery store. I don't know, I'm trying to think of, like fucking get in there.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna. Oh great, I don't have cancer, but I fucking mangled my.
Yeah. I'm
holding my balls out of protection. Talking about it. All right.
It was no mystery for me. It was like one of my balls was big. It was like, this is definitely.
And when you touched it, did it hurt?
It didn't hurt. It was just, it was weighty. It was like kind of cool. It was like, look at this big ball.
But you thought, did your mind immediately go, okay?
My mind is always going to like, this is what kills me. Yeah. So I immediately was like, this is probably what kills you. And then I Google searched, the symptoms, and everything's cancer. And then I went to the doctor, and the doctor's like, yeah, this is cancer. You got cancer.
Did you Google on a Friday? It always happens to me. Like I'll have like a lump on my neck or something, and then I'll Google lump on neck cancer. Lo and behold, number one hit, lump on neck could mean you have cancer. And I'm like, oh shit, it's Friday. It's 8:00. I'll just sit here for the weekend with cancer. Cancer eraser on my neck. And then on Monday it falls off. I'm like, oh, I'm Polish. This is a fucking skin tag. I'm a gross fucking Shrek. That's just have shit growing off me. I'm Ben Grimm.
What is that?
That's a Polish thing. They call them Polish moles. Like you get like skin tags. Skin tags.
No shit.
Yeah. Like random shit in
like
your body.
polyps.
It's a Polish thing.
Wow.
It's kind of like a polyp, yeah. Hey guys.
Hey.
Oh, hey Spencer.
I meant to do Spencer's theme so you could do like.
Spencer, I'm being attacked by a growth, a skin tag.
Clawing feverishly at your neck, you try to remove the odd skin tab. A small square, maybe rounded oval of oddly colored flesh popping out of the side of your neck. Are you dying? Probably not, but it's weird.
Nice.
It fails to save versus your shirt collar over a weekend of drinking and then just falls off. People tell you not to pick it because it might give you cancer.
Are you all in the clear now, Duncan?
Statistically, I'm in the 90 to. Well, it's like between 90. There's a 10% chance I'm still fucked. Basically, I don't do math.
What does still fucked mean? That it goes to the other ball?
Well,
or?
no. The cool thing about testicular cancer and
the coolest thing. The coolest thing.
It's a very lazy, weak. It's like cancer with a baseball cap on backwards. Cancer. It's like a pathetic. It's like
it's
very,
cancer that shows your balls.
Yeah.
Not ambitious enough for your brain or your pancreas. So fucking
It's a chest bumping, mall shopping, Universal City Walk kind of cancer.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
It'll broaden itself when Quentin Tarantino makes it.
I don't know what kind of cancer you got left. I'll take the balls, man.
Pick ball cancer if you get to pick. Pick ball cancer because it's the most curable kind, which is why everybody says check your balls because it's if you catch it in time. When Lance Armstrong caught it, he was coughing up blood. One of his balls was the size of an orange. He just ignored it. He ignored it because he was riding his bike and he was jacked up on awesome, weird sports drugs. I'm like, fuck it! But
and he was like, I'm sure something I did has, yeah.
Yeah.
I ride a bike for a living. That has to be related to that.
But it had gone into his brain, and they still cured it, which is why everyone says check, because if you catch it at the right time, like when I caught it, there's like a 95% cure rate with it. So it's
guys, all the guys stand up and reach over, put your right hand out and reach over to your neighbor. And we're gonna do it. We're gonna do
save
a ball.
your neighbor's life.
Ball check.
Everybody, yes. Do what the man next to you refuses to do for himself. Just get in there and like a keychain, like a car, pretend you're locking your car. That's what they want you to do.
Save a Armenian.
Fucking cancer. Fuck cancer.
Yeah.
I'm not taking a risky stance here.
Well, no. I read this incredible thing that cancer they think is like a primordial version of us or something, like from way, way, way back in the distant. I don't know. Like I guess
because cancer is a stutterer to society. Cancer is a cell that goes insane.
Yeah.
And doesn't play on the same team as its fellow.
It's Occupy Wall Street in your balls.
It doesn't. It forgets that it's a part of a bone.
Yeah.
And just goes.
I'm gonna try something new.
I'm just me. I'm Bane. Yeah.
Yes.
The city of Bone is now free.
Yeah.
And it's just a bone, and then it just and I guess that would be probably the precursor of multicellular life, because tissue is cells knowing how to play on a team, and before that we were unicellular organisms who just multiplied at all costs. So it is kind of ironic that all these years later, these biological weapons called humanity, like these fucking giant brains that have turned wolves into chihuahuas and giraffes into curiosities, and fire into just more fire. But I could go on and on. It was like all of a sudden in your nuts, like one little like this thing from the year 6 billion trillion BC goes like, surprise, inward.
Yeah.
Remember your roots, motherfucker.
Yeah, it's very strange. Yeah, it's a very strange disease, and it's very different. Every type is like so different that some of them should maybe have different names, which is why some respond to different types of chemo. This type that I have responds really well to radiation, which fucking sucks.
So I don't want to. But I want to follow through this line because so did you have the thing removed?
I had to get the doctor was so eager to chop off my balls. Once he found out I had it, he's like, we should do this on Tuesday. I went in.
We should do this every week.
For 2 weeks.
We should have Bob Goldthwait come out. And, immediately they just go, fuck that, get that out of there.
Yeah, we got to get this out of here.
You just came here tonight from radiation.
Well, my radiation ended on Friday, but I'm still super tired from it. Radiation is crazy. It's the most absurd, insane. I felt like I was in a Fellini movie because they put you in this, because they want you to feel safe. They designed the radiation machine to look kind of sleek, like a Mercedes or something. It looks like really fancy, but it also looks like a transformer. It's like this living weird thing with arms that you have to lay in, and they put this steel cup over your balls, and you have to push your cock into this steel cup, and you're laying in this most vulnerable way, and they fucking play Celine Dion.
No! No!
Yes, this is like Jacob's Ladder level hell that's happening. You're in some kind of hell dimension.
They build all that shit and they can't ask you what you want to hear?
Eventually I got them to play what I wanted to, but the first time you're just so horrified. Yeah, Coldplay. That's actually the radiation. They shoot Coldplay into your body and it kills the
and the cancer in your balls is like, I'm out of here, bro. I heard there's a corn concert in his lungs. Spring break is over, man. Coldplay showed up. Too thoughtful. Not enough rape. Every once in a while I'll just throw in the word rape to get your reaction. Can I ask what you actually, when you took control of the playlist, what did you...
Sitar music.
Okay, like Ravi Shankar?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, awesome. That's what I had on play.
I love you.
Didn't work, though. Nothing works. There's no good music for radiation.
It didn't relax you, yeah.
Not at all. You're still in a machine, and you're like, these things are spinning around you.
I think that's why they probably give you Celine Dion. Like you didn't like her anyway. We don't want to ruin your favorite band for you.
Yes, exactly.
It would be weird, like if Tori Amos is playing, I'm like, okay, well that's it for this album. Whether I make it through or not.
You don't get the Kinks in there. You get Celine Dion.
Yeah, your favorite songs are just scratched off your life forever.
It's like when you get food.
Hello.
I got food poisoning and had a falafel. Falafels were off the list for a long time.
Yeah. I can't drink gin. Yeah, don't take the Kinks into your testicular radiation.
No, don't.
And other life lessons. Well, thank God you're okay.
Thanks.
But they're going to tell you later. I'm sure it's all. I don't.
One of my friends said, like when I told him there's a 95% chance that I'm cured. He said, "Oh, well, that just means there's a 95% chance you're going to die of something else."
Actually, Mel Brooks just called. He gave you 80% chance.
That was Sony told me when Community got picked up for its second season. They said, "Congratulations! Now, if you get canceled, you've wasted twice as much money."
Yuck.
They're a good company. They bring good things to slow death. But not to equate your balls with Sony or anything. So all right. Well, I don't know. God damn it. I mean, so it's all a big haze. Like the doctors are gonna like let you know in the coming weeks.
Well, no. I mean, I'm gonna get CT. I get to look forward to CT scans like 3 times a year for the next 4 years.
Oh, fucking.
So just to make sure it hasn't spread. It sounds terrible, man, but like really, once you get like the water thrown in your face, it's not bad at all.
I kind of imagine it would recalibrate your life in a way that makes telling your landlord to fuck off easier.
So easy, man. But that's wherever we're all in the exact same boat. It's just I happen to get like a first-hand glimpse of mortality. But everyone's the same. Everyone should not be afraid of telling their landlord to fuck off. You know, you know, you end up going deep into cliche land when you have cancer because dying is like this well-trod path and everyone goes down. So the thing where they're like, man, I really like appreciate life now. And like, I'm so happy to be alive. All that stuff really happens, but you don't need cancer to be happy about your life. You just need Celine Dion.
Duncan Trussel.
Duncan Trussel, everyone.
Thank you.
Duncan Trussel. The motherfucker with...
Thank
A Duncan Trussel. Yo, had a Duncan Trussel. Got a Duncan Trussel, got a Duncan Trussel. I got a Kermit Frog feet on my bar stool. I'm a Muppet, waving my feet. Duncan Trussel came up, and his cancer was a treat. He treated you to the glimpse of the abyss. Fucked your mama so hard, she started to piss into a cup, and I drank that shit. And then I rubbed it on my face and her tits. And then I put my little wiener in between those things. And I said, fuck you, I'm gonna make you sing. And she said, la, 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 Dan Harmon's fucking me. I'm your mama.
Duncan Trussel, everyone.
God, I mean, what? Don't be jealous of him. You can see how much I love him.
I know. You. The first time you met him, you had this giant kind of...
I'm sure that happens to everybody. And actually, I've been told that happens to everybody, and I get pissed at them. I go, fuck you. It's not special.
Yeah, I met Duncan at a bar very briefly and said hello, and I loved him. He's a lovable guy.
I mean, what are we doing? Let's get out of here. Go hang out with Duncan Trussel.